What's going on, guys? This is DJ with All Day DFS. I hope y'all guys had a great night. This is the After Dark edition, late night edition, early look into the next day edition. Again, I hope y'all guys had a great night. I hope y'all guys cashed in. Let me know down below how it went for you. Let me know who hit. Let me know who ruined your night if it got ruined. Again, it was a pretty decent night for me. In the beginning, I lost big because I had Garland. As soon as I seen Sexton was out, I locked in Garland first half. I knew I know there's nothing 100%, but I just knew he was going to go over 15. He was at 15.5 first half, and I knew it was a lock. I'm like, for sure this is a lock. So then when you play first half, you have to do another first half. You can't play first half with anything else. So I looked around. I did a little bit of research as fast as I could, and I seen that Sabonis has been doing really good. I think he was 4 for 5 in his last 5 games first half. And against Detroit, he went over his total in the first quarter last game versus Detroit. So I'm like, okay, this looks good. So I put them two together, threw 200 on it. So that means I would have won 600. Garland smashed his. He went over. He crushed. I think he went over by like 3 points. I'll call it a smash. I don't care. But anyways, he went over. And Sabonis, he came in. He had like, I think he had 16 points in the first quarter, 15.9, something like that, 15.9. So I'm like, this is easy. He's well over, he's overpaced to get there. So he comes back in with 8 minutes in the second quarter, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. 8 minutes, he's gonna get 10 points in 8 minutes. So for the first 4 or 5 minutes, he doesn't do nothing. Like I think he got like maybe 1 rebound if I remember right. He didn't do nothing for like 4 or 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh my god. So I was already disappointed, but then he turned up a little bit and he started doing some rebounds. He made some buckets. Then he got 2 assists and he went over by 0.1. He was at 23.1. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I said this never happens because it's always the other way around. I don't know how many times I've already lost by 0.1. I've lost by 0.1. And I said, oh, the PrizePicks gods are shining down on me today. I hit one. I hit another one because I had a $600 winner the other day, and I'm like, I hit another one. And come to find out, like he was over for like 2 minutes on the board. I go to refresh it to look at my other stuff, and he went back under because the stat correction, they took away one of his assists, so he went under on that. So I mean that one burned a lot. And guys, this is some advice. I've been actually, I'm really serious about this. I've been going over some courses and stuff like this, and even though that one burned and it was upsetting because. I mean, I can take a loss. I've taken plenty of losses. If you play this, you're going to take losses. You're going to have days where you lose everything or you lose your whole bankroll, if you play like that, or you lose a lot. And, you just got to bounce back the next day. I mean, you can't get too high and you can't get too low. But losing like that was just like such a burn. It was so upsetting because, like I said, I could take a loss. If the guy does bad the whole game, well, damn, I just picked the wrong guy. He had a bad night, whatever. But he rolls over and then, because they take something away from him, he goes back under. That's just like the crappiest way to lose. It really burns. But, again, it's another learning experience. Can't get too high, can't get too low. That one could have crushed my whole night and I could have just called it a night and, go cry somewhere in the corner and not play anymore. But, I still went ahead with what I had left. And, a lesson was to learn, and I've said this before already, even though you lose early, there's still late games and there's still, second halves and there's still fourth quarters. So that doesn't mean you've lost yet. If you still have some kind of money left after you lose, in the beginning, in the early games, you come back and you hit them at night. And I did. I won a $250 winner in the fourth quarter with the Hawks and the Kings, and I won another one in the same game, little mini one for like $30. So I made back what I lost just on there right then. So I profited probably like $100 for the night. Not a huge winnings, but at least I didn't lose. So any night that you don't lose, it's good. And then we're gonna hit them again tonight with the gaming picks. Guys, join our Discord. We got the gaming goat in there, and I know he shares it with other people in other chats and all that stuff. But join our Discord because if you want to win some money and if you like NBA, you don't know nothing about gaming, but if you want to build your bankroll, join our Discord. Get the gaming picks in there. And they've been hitting, and we've been winning. Even if it's $30, $60, whatever it is, you're building your bankroll so you can play whatever it is that you like to play. But anyways, crazy night. Again, I hope y'all guys did good. We got 8 players on the board again. Let's see who we got. We got Damian Lillard versus Miami. So let's go ahead and check out his matchup. 9th ranked overall, 5th ranked versus his position. The pace is definitely not a good one. Last 5 versus Miami, what was he at? I always forget this, 49. Last 5 versus Miami, he's gone over, wow, he's gone over 4 out of 5 last 5 versus Miami. In his last 5 games, though, he's only gone over 49 once. So there's always the, and guys, something that we all need to learn is that I see a lot of people like, oh, well, he had 3 straight games again. You know, he had 3 straight bad games against his team. There's no way that he's gonna go over. There's no way, and that's not true. I mean, we can't always base everything off of that, because, you know, like for instance, Thaddeus Young. I don't think he went over full game. I mean, I had the lines that I had him on. Other people messed him up early, so I kind of quit following him. But I don't think he went over. I've seen some people disappointed with him or whatever. But he had went over like 15 out of 16 straight games, and then he doesn't go over. I mean, there's just don't always think just because, wow, the last 3 games versus the team he's totally sucked, I'm gonna hit the under. I mean, that's what it looks good to play. But I mean, there's always, I mean, if there's any kind of better research that you can do, check and see what that team has done against that position. The last 5 games, and if they're giving up major points and major rebounds, hit them somewhere else. Hit them. For instance, if the team is good against sinners, the sinners, get low points against them. But like today, I played this on, I played points on one and I played rebounds on the other one for Vooch, for the Magic. He had bad games against them. Everybody was supposed to go under versus the Suns. It was supposed to be a total blowout. So I played the points on one, but he got over on points. But I also did the research, and I said, okay, what does Phoenix give up to sinners? And they give up a lot of rebounds. They've been giving up a lot of rebounds to sinners, so I played him on the rebounds on one, and he went over. He got like 13 rebounds, or 14, I'm not sure, I think it was 13. But anyways, he went over on the rebounds, so just do your research. Don't, and I know it's a lot, but it takes a lot to be good at this. It does. It takes a little bit of luck, but it also takes a lot of research and studying, and just don't look at, oh, he's had 5 straight bad games. No, look and see what the matchup is that's coming up. See what they give up towards that. I mean, the full game might not be a good play, but if this guy's a rebounder and they give up a lot of rebounds, then okay, that's pretty obvious. Let's go for the rebounds. Let's not play him full game. Let's play the rebounds. If this guy's a scorer and they give up a lot of points, let's go for the scoring. He might score 25 points, but he still might not get over the full game projection. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so Dame against Miami has done great. His last 5 against other teams, he's only gone over once. So Draft Dashboard has him projected at 46.8. He's at 49. I mean, Draft Dashboard is just really bumping up these guys early. I mean, I know Dame is usually around there. He's usually around 50. I've seen him anywhere from 50 to 52. He's at 49, so maybe that might be a little bit on the low end. Again, that's all. Draft Dashboard is only one website. Usually, I go to about 3 to 4 different websites to look at projections, compare. I think at 46 they have him a little low, but again, Miami's a good matchup, so I would fave Dame. I just don't like playing the under on Dame, and I know he hits it, sometimes. Obviously, every player hits it, but I just don't like playing the under on somebody who could just put up 50 points in one game. I mean, Dame is Dame. Sometimes it's Dame time, and he could just put 50 points up on you, 35, 40, whatever, and he don't need much else and the other stuff just to get there, because he can score like that. So for me, it's a fade. I really don't like it until I get some more research tomorrow. I probably maybe I might use some single stats with him, but it's a fade. I'll push that one. Again, I'm not liking the board again tonight. There's 2 nights in a row that I don't like the board. But next we got Jimmy Butler versus Portland. Now Jimmy's usually been my guy lately. I mean, he's been my guy all season, but lately he's been playing like trash. Not trash, but for his standards, he's been playing below his standards. The good thing is that in those matchups, I really didn't play him. I kind of faded him. I got burned one time. I think I got burned one time, and I said, okay, ever since he's kind of came back when he was questionable, and he came back, it looks like the effort is not there. I don't know what it is, but he hasn't been playing really, up to his standard. He was going over all the time. But they have raised him up. Now he's at 48, starting at 48 versus Portland. So let's see what his matchup looks like. So it's green all across the board. Very good matchup. 22nd overall, 25th versus his position. He's projected for 46.4. Yeah, 25th. I don't know if I said 26th. 25th versus his position, 46.4. 30% usage last game. 46.4. So again, he's under. Draft Dashboard usually has people projected under what PrizePicks has them. I really don't go back and see if it was right or wrong. I think if I had to pick, like if this is from the only players I had to pick, and I had to pick over and under on each player, not counting what's going to be on the board tomorrow, not counting single stats and all that stuff. If I just had to pick what was here, I would go over on Jimmy. I would put my trust in Jimmy because, like I said, he's got me there a lot of times, and it's a good matchup for him. So they have him projected like almost 2 points below, but I could see him being able to top that against Portland. Portland's a really good matchup for him. Next, we got Enes Kanter. Again, this goes to show you, again, Enes Kanter had been going under. Us in the Discord, we ran a quick line, I think it was for the last game, and we're like, oh, well, let's put Kanter under because he's been going under, and he just totally smashed. I mean, he had got, I think he was almost like at his full game or close to his full game at half or something like that. Yeah, it was really bad. So he's projected at 34 versus Miami. And it's funny that they put him on the board. Like, I mean, they're starting to put different people on the board. 9th ranked overall, 11th ranked versus position, so it's not really a great matchup for him. He's done terrible versus Miami. Now, I know some of those times, maybe in some of those games, he was a backup, so I mean, you really can't. I don't know if we can, take too much into that, look too much into that. His last 5 games overall, he's gone over twice. He had a 54 burger last game. Draft Dashboard has him projected at 31.2, 34. Based on the matchup and based on the projection, I would go under. Now, after I do some more research tomorrow, I might change that, but I think I would go under because, Bam is there, and they're kind of, I don't know if they play, they might play more small ball. I don't know. Sometimes Kanter doesn't play a lot in the fourth quarter. I've noticed that he plays more in the first half than he does in the second half. So if I had to play him tonight, it would be on the under. Next, we got Bam. He's projected at 41 versus Portland. Probably should be another good matchup. Yep, green all across the board. These Miami players are looking good. 22nd rank, 23rd rank versus his position. He's projected at 40.5. He's gone over 41 versus Portland in the last 2 games. Really low scores in those other ones. In his last 5 games overall, he has gone over 41 2 times. He's been right there. It seems like Bam is always around that 40 area. So he's always around between 38 and 40. 42 sometimes, but he's usually between 38 and 40. So PrizePicks has him at 41 right now, 40.5. I mean, they're right there. They're only 0.5 below. Again, based on the matchup, I would have to go over. I would go over on Jimmy and Bam. Jimmy might not get there, but I mean, Bam should. He's right there. Next, we got Russell Westbrook versus New York again. They just went against them, huh? 3rd overall, 11th ranked versus his position. And he's coming off a 39-point game against New York. But you can see what his last 5 games were before that. So, okay, here's the example. So do you say, okay, he just got 39. I'm going to go on the under. He's at New York is just too good for him defensively, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. But me, I'm going to think the opposite. I'm going to say, okay, he's had 4 straight good games before that one. He had a bad game versus them. So now I don't think he's going to have 2 bad games in a row. I think he's going to bounce back. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think he's going to bounce back just, based on that last game versus them. I think he's going to bounce back. They have him projected at 50. Just like they say, like in a series, like in a regular season, like you might have the worst Eastern Conference team, versus the best one, and they play each other 3 to 4 times a year, and that bad team beats the good team at least once. Most of the time they'll beat them at least once, and you're like, damn, how did that, But you face a team so many times, you're only going to beat the same team so many times. You face them so many times, they're going to learn how to adjust or whatever, and they're going to probably get one from you. Of course, sometimes they get swept. I know that, but there's a lot of times that a bad team will beat a good team in the series. They might not win the series, but they at least win 1 game. So, anyways, I myself would go on the over. He's right at 50 here. Over here, they got him at 52. I will go on the over. Tomorrow, he'll probably be at 54. So if you're thinking what Westbrook's gonna hit tomorrow, lock him in now. And wow, Randall is super high. I'm so used to seeing Randall like at 44, 45 to start the night, and they have him at 50. Wow, that's why nobody's liking the boards anymore. They have these guys so high already. So Randall's at 50 versus Washington. I'm pretty sure it's a good matchup for him. I don't think he got there last game. Let's see if he got there last game. 30th ranked overall, 14th ranked. So the position matchup is not really a great one. It's less than good. You see, he had 44, so they have him at 50. So I mean, in his last 5 games, he's gone over 50 2 times. His last 5 versus Washington, he's gone over 50 once. They have him at 47.8. I mean, I will go under. I mean, he got a 44 last game, and I know I just did the opposite with Westbrook, but I just feel Westbrook's gonna bounce back. Like I like Westbrook's. A lot of people think that he's not good because he's not a good shooter or whatever. But I like Westbrook's motor. I like Westbrook's he's fearless. I like his tenacity, whatever you call it. But Randall at 50 just seems really high. I mean, if he was at 45 or 46, I could see the over. He got 44 against him last game, but I just think 50 is just high. I think this is crazy that they have him so high. So what do we have to do? We had to hit him on the under. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow he's like at 48. So if you want to wait and see, maybe you can get him at 48 tomorrow. But right now, I would hit the under on Randall. Next, we got Kawhi Leonard. And like I've said before, I'm not really a big fan of Leonard. And for whatever reason, I usually just don't pay attention to him. I don't play him. I don't know if y'all guys do that at all with any players. But it's just one guy that I just never look to. I just don't like. I don't like him as a player, I guess. But I did win some money off him the other night. So the matchup is 14th ranked, 12th ranked versus his position. So it's not a great matchup. His last 5 versus San Antonio, 58, 46, 58, 44, 62. So he had some big games. He's gone over 3 times in the last 5. His last 5 overall, he's only gone over 2 times out of 5. So, here we have the narrative thing. He's going against his old team. It is in San Antonio. He's projected for 45.4. The matchup's not really a great one. Based on the narrative and his last game, couple games versus San Antonio, I would go on the over. I think he'll get there. I think he can get 48 right now. Let's see if they don't bump it up. But I think he can definitely get over 48. And last but not least, we got Mr. over here, Mr. Fivehead, DeMar DeRozan. He's at 38 versus the Clippers. Now, I know he didn't get over this last game versus them, right? Was that tonight? Well, it was tonight, wasn't it? So, yeah, guys, I'm so confused. There's just so many games, and there's so much stats and so much stuff that I cover. I don't know what Kawhi did tonight. What did he do? Yeah, he got 51. He got 51, so let's look at this. So, DeJounte Murray, we let me down. I had him going over, but he let me down. So DeRozan only had 26 G's. Leonard had 51. So now it's in San Antonio. I don't know if it was at San Antonio too. Yeah, I definitely still like him over. He had 51. I like him doing that again. I'm guessing Paul George went under. I didn't play him either. Yeah, 38. And he just came off a 20-something game. Now this might be the bounce back game for DeRozan. Second overall, 16th versus his position. So this doesn't have the last game. When it says last 5, it doesn't have the very last game, so it just happened basically. But his last 5 versus LA, he's only gone over, what was that, matching it? So last 5 versus LA, he hit 38 2 times. Hit 38 2 times and hasn't gone over. He's projected at 40.5, which is not bad. I have him on the over. I think for me it'll be a fade because I think he can bounce back. Like I said, the same thing about Westbrook or whatever, but I just, I think Westbrook's in another level when it comes to all this stuff. For me, DeRozan, I would just fade him because he's right there. I mean, he can get that. I don't see him getting another 20-something point game, 26, whatever he had. He might not get 38, but he might get close to it. So for me, it would be a fade. So yeah, guys, that's all that we have for tonight for the guys on the board. I like Russell. I mean, if I had to pick 4 players, I probably would pick Russell, Bam, Jimmy, and Damian. Or you know what? No, I'll probably take out Jimmy. No, I'll probably take out Damian. Take out Dame and put Russell, Kawhi Cowrie. I cannot say his name right. Russell, Leonard, Bam, and Jimmy is probably what I would go with. Or take Jimmy out, do Russell, Leonard, Bam, and under on Randall. I'm not liking this board again. I'm gonna run a little line with my boy Oscar from the chat group in there because he came up with the easy 5 for 5 free money. So I'm gonna run a little line with him, but I really don't like what's on the board. I'm gonna wait for tomorrow for the better plays for the single stats. Don't forget that we got 3-pointers now, so some people are really liking that. Again, guys, if y'all are looking for community, I see a lot of people on Facebook. There's a couple of little Facebook groups, and I see people in there dying for help all day long. I'm just not active on Facebook like that, and I don't get to those groups. I mean, I might make a Facebook group for my for the all day DFS just because there's still people that like Facebook or whatever. But I think Discord is just so much easier. We're a lot more active in there. Anybody who's looking at this video and wants to just be in a community that's all about PrizePicks, as you can hear it going off right now, come on in and join us. The link is right there. Join us and come in there and chat it up with us, and let's help each other make some money. Again, if this is the first time that you're seeing a PrizePicks video, you can use my code down below, and it'll give you 100% match up to $100. So if you put in 50, you get 50. If you put in 100, you get 100. And I hope y'all guys cashed in tonight. Let me know how it went for y'all guys, and I'll see y'all guys tomorrow with my top 5. Y'all guys have a great day.